to an all-new episode of Figure It Out, the show where we mix our love for figures and everything else. I'm your host, Juwaan, and joined with me, as always, is my amazing co-host, starting off with Jaydee. What's going on, Jaydee?
What is up, Streamland? I hope everybody is having a good time.
We definitely missed you to end the show last week, Jaydee.
I'm sorry.
We're glad to have you back, man.
Had that blackout, man. Killed my Wi-Fi, bro. I was like, oh.
We were joking. We were saying that's that New York weather. We were sitting pretty in Jersey. We were having nice internet, nice lights, and everything.
Oh, so sweet.
Next up, Pete. What's going on, Pete?
What's up, everybody? Salud. I was having some of that bad New York weather too. My shit was going in and out, left and right. But hopefully that don't happen again because it's pouring out right now. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And the man that I was gonna say needs to shave, but I like it, Joel. You should let that grow out, man. Let that grow out. I like it.
I'm patchy, man. I can't get so weird.
You know what it is, Joel? You know what it is? It's major poppy vibes. That's what it is. You got that. You know what I'm saying? That suave. Yeah, let it grow out. Let it grow out. Let it grow out. I've only got the mustache.
We'll see. Maybe.
Let it grow out. Let it grow out. What's going on,
It's
Joel?
pretty long already, though. You know, it gets itchy.
I was just about to ask you, is it to the point where it's like,
When I can start seeing the hairs from like when I look down, that's long for me.
I did that once. I looked down. I was like, do I have fucking whiskers? Like, what?
I'm like, oh shit, is that a hair? Okay.
Yeah, I swear to you, as soon as I saw it, I immediately wanted to do this. And I was just like, nah, I can't do that. But what's going on, Joel?
Chilling, man. We're good.
I'm ready. Yeah, it's very, very, very hot. Goodness gracious. I have to ask the two New Yorkers, because I feel like it only happens there. Have you guys kicked open the fire hydrant yet?
Hell yeah.
We got too many hipsters on my block. They don't even know about that shit, man.
Really?
I've literally never seen that in person, and I am dying to see that. Like I'm just walking by on a hot day, and someone just like super kicks a fire hydrant and like water just sprays out.
Dude,
I haven't seen it in person in years.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Man. I love when the kids have like the aluminum can around it, and they're directing the blast.
Yes. I want to see that. Now I gotta personally come to New York just to pay somebody to do it. All right, let's get into this. I want to start off. We were talking a little bit about this. I want to kind of expand on it a little bit because I do think it was pretty cool. You guys did see the photos released by the CW of Batwing, us seeing Batwing for the first time joining the Batwoman team. I was telling Joel, I really honestly preferred it when he had the helmet off. I don't know why I don't. You know what I think it is? I think I look at that mask, and albeit it looks exactly like the comic. So I'm not here to say that it doesn't, but it just reminds me so much of Arkham Knight, of the helmet that Red Hood had in there. And it could be that Red Hood, they stole the idea of Arkham Knight from Batwing. That very likely could be the idea. But it just screams Arkham Knight every time I was looking at it today. And I don't know, that was just throwing me off. It really was. But I'm glad that they're doing it. We saw set photos a while ago, so I'm glad that they finally were just like, let's stop trying to hide it. So I'm really excited for it. My only issue is, if anyone that watches Batwoman saw the last episode, I was a little frustrated when he had asked Bruce, like, where did you go? Where are you? And Bruce was just like, and then said nothing. And I was just like, the fuck, man? Where's Batman? Like, when will we ever get the answers to this? People want to know about, are the aliens out there? I just want to know where the fuck Batman went. Like, where did you go? And he literally took everybody. There's no Robin. There's no Barbara Gordon. There's no Jim Gordon. There's no Alfred. He just left and took the whole Batman.
I know where Alfred is, though.
Yes. No, we know where they said Alfred was. Who knows if Alfred's really there? And if he is, why isn't he just with Bruce? I don't know. Anyway, passing the baton around. Jaydee, I know you have not kept up with the CW or Batwoman, right? But how did you like the look of Lucius Fox taking?
Oh, he looks great. He looks great. Oh wait, Lucius is the dad. Right?
I'm sorry,
Luke.
Luke. I'm sorry,
Luke.
Luke. I'm
Now,
sorry.
isn't there another brother,
Yes.
another Fox brother? And
Yeah.
that Fox brother
That's
is the
the new
Batwing in the
Batman.
comic.
No,
Yeah.
he's
Right?
Batman.
Oh, he's Batman now.
Mhm.
Well, no, in the
Okay.
future.
Right.
In the future. Okay. 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 You know, comic book science. You know what I mean? It's a soap opera.
Sorry.
Offspring pop up out of nowhere. It's okay. That happens.
He's a new character. He's
The design looks good. I'm glad that they're using this design instead of the original Batwing design.
Yeah.
You know, which was just the ends of the bat symbol as wings on his costume. Yet he really didn't fly. Uh, that didn't work. I like this costume a lot. I like how it extends the Bat franchise. But the Batwoman show doesn't do it for me. You know, I was never a fan of Ruby Rose to begin with.
No, no more.
Yeah. But I just can't get into it. Neither and the CW show, you know, the Gotham series blew it for me also. And you know, they just can't do Batman right on TV anymore because they're trying to save him for the movies.
No Batman.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Luckily for them, there's no Batman.
Right. So is it
That's
Kevin
quite like
Conroy that's
Gotham.
Bruce Wayne? Or no?
Say it again?
Is it Kevin Conroy that's Bruce Wayne? Or no?
No.
Who's Bruce Wayne?
No.
Warren Christie.
He was just Batman for that Infinite Crisis.
Oh.
Yeah, it was an
It was
Earth
like
universe.
one of the Earths. He was
Yeah,
Batman.
that's
in.
all.
One of the Infinite
okay.
Earths, he was the Batman. He was the Kingdom Come Batman.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of. He was worse. He was a bad guy in that world.
But no, I mean, look, like I said, I personally don't take CW slander because they did things that the movie universe still to this day can't get right, which is continuity.
I'll
They
take
did
that.
it was successful. I stand by the first few seasons of Arrow. I stand by the first 2 seasons of Flash. I love season 1 of Batwoman. My problem with Batwoman was when you started to introduce the idea that Bruce was out there or someone looking like Bruce, that was when I got upset because it's just like, well, the whole reason you said he was gone was that people weren't looking for Batman so that Batwoman could have the focus. Stick to that. Because once you mention Bruce Wayne, in my mind, that's all I want to see.
That's all.
I want to see once you introduce him. So just keep him away. It's like how Supergirl kept Superman away, so they didn't. That's what you should do.
No, he
Keep
took
the bigger
over.
name away, right? Until he essentially took over and now has her slot and everything. But to me, it's just like that show was its purest when there was no mention of where Bruce Wayne was, him coming into town, whatever the case.
I don't know where he's at.
No. We still don't know where he's at. You're right. It's just when she was just talking about him as if he was gone or dead or whatever was like the best. But Ruby Rose killed it in season 1, in my opinion, as Batwoman. Kate Kane to me is always a somewhat boring character in the comics.
Right.
Like,
Kate never did it for me.
There's not much she could or couldn't do to change.
Why not give us
Batwoman.
you know, why not give us a Batgirl series?
Yeah, I prefer Batgirl.
You know,
myself.
you could have explored so much territory.
I agree.
You could have brought in Nightwing as a love interest, you know, and that way nobody would have ever cared about Batman because how many of us have wanted a Nightwing character?
I'll say that they're not going to do. They would never do that because they want to focus purely on Britain and Titans. But
right,
we could have gotten other Robins. We could have gotten Tim Drake. I would have been fine with Barbara Gordon teaming up with Tim Drake here and there.
Or Jason Todd, the wild card.
Yeah, he's too popular.
He's also very instrumental in Titans right now. So
he is.
Yeah. And he's going to become the Red Hood.
He's becoming
the
Red
HBO
Hood.
Titans. They have nothing to do with CW at all.
No. They don't. But Warner is very specific on if he's over here, not really stretching him to put him over there.
Well,
so
apparently that's changing, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But there's a reason why they went to Batwoman and skipped literally all the other interesting characters.
Yeah,
it's because
she could very much be a standalone. My problem was her being in Gotham because then all the questions come like, where is everybody else?
Right.
That Gotham is very much a Batman town, and she should definitely like Supergirl has her own city basically, so she doesn't have that problem.
Right. I mean, I always tell people it's the equivalent of making a show called Steel and having it in Metropolis and just going, well, there's no Superman. There's no Superman. What the fuck do you mean there's no Superman? Why am I watching this? Like, I like Steel, but move him somewhere else.
Wait, which steel do you like? Do you like Shaq steel?
Hell
Or do you
no.
like comic books?
You know what? You know what's funny?
Like Shaq Steel.
I for the longest, till Joel said this last week, had no idea that that's what that character was based off of. That's how horrible that movie was. I had no idea that that's who he was supposed to be. I thought it was I thought it was supposed to be like a jokey kind of thing. Like, here's this, here's Shaq being like, armor or whatever. And it was just like, when Joel said it last week, I was just like, oh shit, that does sound like something stupid Warner would do. Would make Shaquille O'Neal steal.
Shaq's a big Superman fan.
I was just about to say, which is ironic because he calls himself Superman, but could only play Steel. But Pete, I'll go over to you. Did you see Luke Fox's Batwing?
I did see the promotional picture, and my very first thought was, "Oh snap! They're doing Arkham Knight. Oh, it's Batwing." So I got shot down there a little bit, but I mean, it looks cool. It does really look like a dope costume. My only problem with the CW, and I hope Batwoman does not fall prey to that, but it looks like it's going to go in that direction, is everybody doesn't have to be a superhero on the show. Not everybody needs powers. And the biggest culprit of that is the Flash.
Yeah.
Every motherfucker got powers on the Flash at some point.
Right.
Yep.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, because honestly, it takes away from it. Also, what bothered me of the Flash is at some point Barry has to do shit on his own. I don't need to see him log in, calling Iris, and Iris saying "I love you," and that's how he can phase through a wall. It's the power of love. Like, you got to stop with some of that.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, because I feel like you're stripping all the good shit of the Flash. To me, Flash, I view Flash the same way I view Spider-Man. And that's why when I first saw, what was it, Homecoming? Yeah, that was the first movie. When I saw that Iron Man was in, I was just like, shit, don't have this be Stark helps him save the day. Spider-Man's a very independent character. He has to do it on his own. So I'm like, every time I watch Flash, I'm like, Barry, I don't remember reading too many comics where Barry was calling back to home base. It was very much Barry doing it on his lonesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot that me and Joel talk about to where we're just like, you have killer. Oh, go ahead, Joel.
No, that's a very TV show thing. That's why.
Right.
Right. The man in the chair helps the viewer understand what's going on.
Except there's 17 people in the chair.
Right. I was just about to say the man in the chair worked in season 1 so well because Caitlin was very much your medical. Cisco was your borderline scientist, and no one's changed. I'm just saying the way they did it in season 1 worked because you were building Barry, so I understood it. But we're in like season 7 now, and it's like, are we still building Barry? Why does he still need all this help? Like,
we kind of are, because he still hasn't realized that he can break the speed of light or anything. I don't know if they're going to go there, but I would like to see him do the infinite mass punch at least once before this series ends.
I would hope.
Just being a nerd here.
At least we'll get the full Flash suit before the series ends.
Wait, we don't have the full Flash suit?
No, we're supposed to be getting gold boots this season.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's basically there, and he's just missing the boots.
Right. So every season, Jaydee, he gets something of the suit that's accurate to the comic book Flash.
He doesn't have the Great Gazoo helmet anymore, though, does he?
No. They got rid of that. Thank God.
After one season, they were like, no more.
They were like,
I couldn't. I think the season before that was the Thinker season.
Yes.
That was
right?
the Thinker season, yeah.
And I was like, it didn't. The Thinker season didn't do it for me. Side note: the guy who played the Thinker plays a great villain in the Sweet Tooth TV show.
Yeah, I don't think he's unrecognizable.
I didn't try that out yet. How is that?
Sweet Tooth is
money,
good,
dude.
man.
It's good.
Money.
All right, I'll check it out tonight. You actually know what I started, Joel? And I'm ready for season 2. I started Evil.
Evil's good.
Evil's dope.
Evil is so freaking. Like, it's addicting, bro. Like, I was looking for a syringe right after I finished season 1. I was just like, where's season 2?
It's good. I love Evil.
20th?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Evil, yeah.
Yeah, that is, that's a
big fan. I love that.
I am also a big fan of Evil, but in a far different concept.
Oh, excuse me.
I mean, Mike Coulter's a great actor, dude.
He is.
He really is. He really is. He really, really, really is. I was glad he got a chance to showcase that in Luke Cage. and then really got to spread his
Wings.
his wings in
Right.
Evil.
And ask other people if they wanted coffee.
Yeah. He retired as Luke Cage and had to be a creature because he was getting addicted to offering too many women coffee. You know, I think that's what spilled over into Evil. But Joel,
with that, baby.
Joel, to round this out, your thoughts on Luke's promotional photos as Batwing?
I dug it. I dug it a lot. Like I said, I thought the helmet looked clunky to me. I think that's what threw me off. But again, we only saw one side of it. Just that one. So it's hard to really get a good feel for it. But the rest of the costume looks like legit. I think on the budget that they have for a CW costume, it looks really good. Obviously, it's supposed to look more high tech, but with the budget they have, that's close enough. It looks better than the Atom suit that was supposed to also be high tech. For me, it works perfectly. The glowing chest plate, the eyes glow. They nailed it. They basically nailed it. Look, the Batwoman suit's also really good. Even the new Batwoman suit's really good. Aside from maybe, I'm not a big fan of the big wig, but aside from that, like the Batwoman suits have been good. So, good for them. So far, two superhero costumes in that show, they've nailed it.
Yeah, and I will say this: they kind of go a little wild with their promotional photos. Like the promotional photo of Impulse, looked like, I get what they were doing. They were trying to pay an homage to like the comic cut. Like I get it, but it did not look good. But
agreed.
I will say CW does have a way of making promotional look really shitty, and then in the physical of the show, within the flow of the show, it looks decent. It looks good. So we'll see if Impulse, when he arrives, I assume at some point before the end of this fucking season, he'll look good. I think they'll make it kind of look a little bit more realistic than what that promotional photo looked like.
I understand, like, you can't take like a high res photo, an accurate photo of some dude when he's running top speed. I get that. So all right, maybe they tried that, realized it's coming out blurry or something, but you can't like cover something in green screen so this way he could like set his foot up on it and he could balance in a much more dynamic run pose than what we got.
I'll even say, what was it? Season 2. Season 2, where Barry and Jay Garrick both run on either side of the wall to
Flash 123 homage.
That was beautiful. That was a beautiful. That wasn't a promotional shot. That was just like a freeze frame. But to me, it's like, do something like that. Like whatever cover you were trying to hit on, like to some it worked. Like I know a good friend of me and Joel's, Eunice, he loved it. So it worked for a lot. It
was fantastic.
But
that was Flash 123.
Right.
For the record.
Right.
Yes.
The Impulse to me was just like, do better.
He looked like he was just. I can't even say it. I ain't even gonna say it. I'll text you later.
Oh man,
the image wasn't good, but the costume is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, no. I don't think anything's wrong with the costume. I just the way the photo was.
I agree.
Yeah, maybe taken. I would say was maybe my issue. But I will say CW going forward should work with. Well, not work with. They work for them. Warner should outsource all their CW shows the way they do Superman and Lois and what's her name?
Stargirl.
Stargirl is so good.
Outsource.
I don't watch it,
and then just air it on CW.
Fantastic, bro.
Dude. Yeah, Stargirl is like
so good.
Yeah, that like first, second season CW greatness. Like, Stargirl is fantastic.
It has a budget.
I was just about to say, and Jaydee, and the budget is way better than CW.
Enemies, storyline, heartwarming story.
Yeah. I mean, even when you watch Superman and Lois, you're just like, man, that's what money looks like. Like you can like physically see what money looks like. It's like you ever see someone that watches television out of HD, and you're just like, oh my god, like, are you poor? What is that? And then you watch it in HD, and you're just like, I literally can see the money in this. Like this is what money looks like. So to me, the difference between like the CW and like when Warner outsources their shows and then just airs it on CW.
I think a big part of the budget being picked up on that is because it's a very personal story to Jeff Johns. You know that, right?
Yeah.
It was also on DC Universe.
I was just about to say it also wasn't a CW show.
That's right.
So they decided to make, and Swamp Thing was really good, and that wasn't a CW show.
I just finished watching Swamp Thing, man. It's criminal that we don't get another season of that.
I agree. I completely
100%.
agree. But it looks like JJ's bringing us Swamp Thing, Constantine, Zatanna, all in one shebang.
The Dark
on HBO Max. So
that's right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I hope they get the same actors. I thought it was great.
I did too. I'll tell you this: they will not get the same actors. The lady who was the lead in that show, she very much shitted on them on her way out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they like the biggest thing with her was they told her she had to dye her hair, and
Blonde.
she refused to. It's why her hair wasn't blonde. So
Wait, her hair is white in the comic books, but she didn't want to do it.
Yes, platinum blonde, right.
So
right.
they had a big fight over that, and then she made sure to put on a blonde wig after the show was canceled to kind of give them like a big FU, like, hey, look, here's blonde, but you'll never get it in the show. So yeah, she very much shitted on them on her way out. So yeah, she would.
I mean, I know that that's like part of her character, but I don't see it as being so like detrimental that she wasn't.
I agree.
Wait, was that Dolphin?
No.
Abby Arcane.
Abby Arcane.
Abby Arcane.
Oh, Abby Arcane. Okay.
I mean, some people get like really territorial with that. Like, to me, Barbara Gordon's hair should be different because to me that is something different about Barbara. To me, it's a choice she made. I don't even know if that's like
she's classically a redhead, like
right
in every
Supergirl,
incarnation.
Right, Supergirl being anything other than blonde.
Right, it's weird.
To me, it's weird, and it's not me saying like, oh, you have to be blonde, but to me, it's like you're going out of your way to be different. You have to explain why you. Well, you don't have to, but I'd like you to explain why you decided to. Me and Joel talked about it. Seeing Bruce Wayne in Titans with hair that's not black was just like, why?
Blonde Bruce Wayne is weird to me.
Right.
Why did you make him blonde?
That was the guy from Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Ian Glenn.
Yeah. So to me, it's just like a
But did
hair
he work?
choice.
Did he work as Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, he's fine.
His Bruce Wayne was very much like a modern day
Adam West.
Adam West, yes, he was
I'm watching Titans now, so just no spoilers.
Oh no spoilers here.
I know he's there because I looked through the cast.
Yeah,
as it were.
Right. So there's no spoilers, but yes,
he's a more. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Adam West a little bit, but not as.
So don't say anything about the Wonder Twins and Gleek.
No Wonder Twins. No worries.
So you think
these Wonder Twins in the CW though?
They did.
That's right, they did.
Are you serious?
Yes,
they did.
Yep.
I don't remember when, but they did. Was it Legends?
It was Crisis, the end of Crisis.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
See, like I said, CW has really done some really cool and beautiful things. I will still never forgive them for making the end of Infinite Crisis one large Power Rangers episode. But outside of that, they were really doing
what it looked like.
Again,
really? Why?
Because
the choreography, the fighting looked terrible in that.
Like, you know how like when Power Rangers would fight, someone would shoot them, and then like 5 minutes later they would jump, and then like an explosion in the back. It very much had elements of that, but you could see that they spent.
They were fighting the wraiths. You remember the wraiths from the comics?
Yeah.
They fought those a lot, and they're nothing. They're ghosts, basically. So there's nothing to actually hit.
Right.
So they're swinging at air, and they kind of look like they're swinging at air.
Exactly. It looks like they're fighting nothing. Like Joel said, it looks exactly like that. But again,
all the fighting scenes in that during that arc were terrible, but a lot of the cameos were dope as hell.
Yep. So again, I really commend CW for going out there and pulling the trigger on a lot of stuff we never thought we'd see, you know? And it built a very beautiful continuity. Where it goes, who knows? Because, you know, you've ended Black Lightning, Supergirl's gone, Arrow's gone. We got to start seeing what that next leg of heroes are. And I don't mean Flash and Superman. I mean, Flash is going to end at some point. Right. Superman's only just beginning, but that's such a staple character. Right. I want to see I want to see Booster Gold. I want to see guys like that. You've built this legacy of the CW on B and C listers. Continue that. Don't start money grabbing with the Supermans and Batmans. Give me more Booster Golds and guys like that.
Okay, but outside of the B characters, how many C characters are interesting? How many B characters are
There's
interesting?
a lot.
Let me say this. The CW has made literally all their B and C characters interesting to me.
I would have just.
I don't know. They shitted on Firestorm.
They did okay with Firestorm.
No, I like Firestorm. I like the one they did with.
The problem is they couldn't.
The other kid.
Right. My only issue with Firestorm is they couldn't keep it correct long enough because they had Ronnie Raymond and they had Professor Stein. That duo didn't last long together because he found another job. He wasn't a permanent fixture on the Flash, so they had to replace him with another character, and it wasn't the character from the comic.
It wasn't Jason Rush.
Right, it wasn't Jason
Jackson.
Rush. They created another character named Jackson who was more like Ronnie, who acted more like Ronnie and nothing like Jason. I mean, even though he was the black character, and he was a good character. He was fine, but they had to create a new character to combine with Professor Stein. He was a great Professor Stein. I actually missed their dynamic in the show. That was especially Legends, because Legends have become just. I don't even recognize half those characters. They're just weird characters now. It's not a superhero ensemble. It's more like a random fucking.
I will say this. I watched an episode this past weekend for Joel because I'm like, Joel's always saying like, just approach it as like it's a comedy now. Like just approach it as that. Man. I gave that shit 5 minutes and I said, okay, I know what it was in season 1. I don't know what this shit is. Like, I have no idea what I'm looking at.
It's weird.
But I will say to answer your question, Jaydee, they did Vixen very well. They did they did Hawkman and Hawkgirl very well.
For the half a season that it was in there.
No,
right.
I think they did.
I thought they did a good job with the two of them. I don't think they were as good as they could have been, but for the CW,
they didn't dive into the mythology
enough. They did, but not enough.
Yeah, not enough. So I enjoyed Vixen. I thought Arrow did a really good job with Vixen. I'm trying to think of who else. Adam, I love Adam. Ray Palmer.
They had to twist that though.
That didn't work.
He's off the show now.
Yeah,
he's off the show too. But see, he was supposed to be Ted Kord.
Right.
That's why that everything was twisted. And he was more like Ted Kord than he was.
So why couldn't they use Blue Beetle?
I do not know why. They refused to because they mentioned Kord all the time and they never actually bring him in. And Booster Gold and Blue Beetle were set for the CW. They should have been in the CW a long time ago.
Right.
Never brought
that whole Keith Giffen Justice League should have been CW because it was that perfect humor and heart that they're always talking about.
100%.
Especially with Legends time traveling back and forth. I'm like, that's key Booster stuff.
That's all Booster. They used Rip what's his name? Rip Hunter. They used Rip Hunter.
Right, Rip Hunter. That's right.
From the beginning of the show, and that's Booster's son, right? So the point is, it's all there. I guess they couldn't touch those two characters for some reason.
I think Warner was pulling a Trump move like they did with Zach. They wanted to use Booster in a movie. Because the movie was talked about for the long.
Right.
There's just
there is a script written. That's
right.
All
and then we know they want to do Jaime. We just got word that Blue Beetle's now only coming out on HBO Max, not in theaters. So clearly they wanted to utilize them. I just think they didn't want. I think maybe they were afraid that if they did it first on CW and it didn't land, you couldn't revive it in the movies. Like you couldn't bring it back if it didn't land there. So maybe they're just like, let's go all out in the movie. So we're not restricted at all. And if it doesn't work there, we just know it doesn't work anywhere. But, we've seen them become very protective of certain characters. But like I said, CW, I thought has done a good job with their B and C level characters. You built the world without A-listers. I don't want to see you go a route of creating all these A-listers now that are in the CW. Leave that for your movies or HBO Max or whatever. Let this be where you can build off characters people just don't know about. I'm sorry, go ahead, Pete.
No, so my problem is with that, with like you said, like Warner Brothers being protective over these characters and saving them for a movie that hopefully will be there eventually. Like they never wind up making the movie. They're always, we're gonna save this character. We're not gonna use them yet. And the same is said for Marvel when with Mephisto and these other characters that we're waiting on. And I said this before. I don't know if it was last week or the week before that. Like, stop waiting on these characters. These characters are becoming the visual comic book equivalent of Italian families' good china. You get it at a wedding or a special occasion. It goes in the closet, and it is to be used on the only special occasions, except that special occasion never actually happens. It's only for when the Pope or Tony Danza comes over or some shit like that. I don't know.
I will say, Pete, I will say to counter that, speaking with Feige yesterday, I don't even know. This will come out till tomorrow. But speaking with him yesterday, he made it seem like if we don't get somebody, it's because they're literally not in his plans. Like if it's somebody he plans on using, they'll show up at some point. But I don't know, man.
We can't hold our breath though. That's
the problem. That's the problem, and that's why I told everybody. There is no excitement for me anymore because it's what it should be, not what I want it to be. Like what I want it to be is like Reed Richards showing up in WandaVision and then getting upset that he didn't. That's different. That's like, well, you made your own bet.
Set yourself
up. But using the Mephisto story and then not using Mephisto is not me setting myself up. That's very reasonable.
For all you people waiting for Mephisto and Loki, guess what's not going to happen?
I saw that graphic. That was so fucked up.
I will say this though. I will say this. It kind of does strip you. Let me not say that for other people. It does strip it for me. What I know the books are, and then knowing how well Feige does at adapting it. And how he just looked it in the face and just said, no. So to me, it's like, it does rob it of the excitement. So now I just go into things like, whatever. Okay, did it, didn't do it, whatever. And that's why in the press junket we did yesterday, what was said a lot by the writers and the creators of Loki was the idea of there is no story this is based off of. So they don't have to worry about guys like me going, well, hey, where's blah, blah, blah? Because it's not really based off of anything. It's their own creation. So to me, it's like, that's what you could have done with WandaVision was my point. Like, make it its own thing. And that way I could go, well, where's accurate people? You know what I'm saying?
Its own thing, it just included other elements of other stories. Because WandaVision was never done.
Well, no. WandaVision in its whole was never done, but it very much was a whole story of that one arc.
It took elements from it.
We're on WandaVision. This is something I wanted to bring up earlier to you guys. Yeah. Sitting in traffic on the way home, my mind wanders.
As do us all.
So two questions. Did we ever find out who the hell was the person that was in witness protection?
No, not yet.
Town?
No.
I think that might have been one of those lines that was just said.
A MacGuffin, a throwaway line?
Or it's something that we could see down the line at some point, but we would only see it if Wu's character pops up again. Because it was someone he was looking for.
We'll see Wu again.
Okay.
No, I know. I'm saying this missing person was someone he was looking for. So right. I don't think this missing character will pop up anywhere outside of wherever he pops up.
And the other question, this is a speculatory thing, was the inside, the full color vision, was he just Wanda's rationale expelled from her body?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a manifestation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That wasn't explained though.
It was. It literally was explained in the last episode. It was showing you how she built him. Like she literally started the whole emotional rant, and then literally he formed from the stone that's inside of her. That's part of her, really. He formed from that. Like he kind of just like jumped out of her body.
Okay, see, I thought it was, when I say rationale, she kicked it out of her body so that way she wouldn't question where she was at. And that's why the Vision was always the one questioning what's going on here, seeing through the veil of everything that was going on.
I'll say that wasn't explained, how she manifested him, but yet he had his own conscience.
Right.
That was not explained, no. But because if you remember, everybody else thought within her will, not of their own will. So the fact that he could think outside of her will was never really explained.
Right.
Only
So
the
that's the
kids.
thing is,
Her
was
and
that
him and the kids.
right? Right. Oh,
Right,
well,
yes.
more him than the kids. But was that? You know how whenever you do something wrong, you're like, oh man, I never should have done that.
Mhm.
In your own mind,
Right.
was that part of Wanda that she
Her
just
conscience.
threw out? So right, her conscience. So she can just, I'm staying in this world. This is going to be my happy place. This is where I want to be forever. Blah
Yeah.
blah. And as long as I get rid of this, but then it also plays a part where I don't have to seem like I'm going crazy talking to myself, because I am talking to myself, but I'm putting
Yeah.
Well, also remember this: she created Vision right after seeing his dead corpse being ripped apart.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the idea
I
of
thought she created him after she went to the house.
no. That's what I mean. Right after she saw him, she went to the house.
Oh yeah.
And then that's when, out of emotion, she created. So I think all the logic you're thinking with was dispelled from her brain, and she really thought it was real. I don't think she thought she was talking to herself. She legit thought he was there, and it wasn't until Vision made it clear to her that none of this is right that she realized, like, oh yeah, you are right. Like I am taking over these people's minds and blah blah blah. So yes, there was a gray area not explained. And what wasn't explained was his free will. How he just had free will, but literally no one else did. So that part, no. Because you would assume if she created him, she would create him to where he just accepted everything. He didn't question anything. So that was the weird part that wasn't really explained. But according to Feige, we'll explore more of Wanda in
multiverse.
Yeah.
So now, and what about the thing that's flying around? I guess it's a rumor with the guy from Narcos being Namor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can actually get right into that. So that is a rumor coming from Illuminati. Illuminati does have a really good batting average when it comes to these reports. So I would say, albeit take everything with grain that's not confirmed by Marvel or Disney rather. But I would say if there's somebody out there that puts out a rumor that you were going to believe, Illuminati would be high up there. So if that is the case, it's a very interesting take. I do believe we all thought they would go the Asian route for Namor.
We all assumed.
Wait, say it again, Joel.
I said we all assumed.
Right. So it's an interesting take. I only know the actor from Narcos. He was cool.
Yeah, I don't remember from everything else. Right.
Yeah, he was cool in the role that he served in Narcos. So again, I honestly don't have an issue with it. Knowing that there's no T'Challa, it has really taken a lot of flair out of Namor for me. So they could cast anyone as Namor at this point, because I'm like, I don't know what Black Panther he's coming in contact with. So my excitement for Namor was really only built for his exchange with T'Challa. So now that there is no T'Challa, it's like, well, if he's having this exchange with Shuri, no, my excitement isn't as
are you kidding me?
Large as it would.
That's the perfect. They're adopting the Romeo and Juliet story. They can't be together.
Yeah, that's the route they're going with.
No, but why not? What? They haven't touched it. Look at how excited you got off of that. See, that's a storyteller at play, baby. All right, that's a storyteller at play,
if that's the route.
Room.
If that's the route they go, I'm not against anything they want to do, but my excitement for the character of Namor has definitely fizzled a bit.
I wouldn't put it past Namor.
Really?
But,
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
How many Latino leads do we have in Marvel?
How many what?
Latino leads do we have in Marvel?
Yeah, that's what made me really excited.
No, I'm excited for him. Yeah, I this isn't me poo-pooing on the casting. I'm just saying the character Namor. My expectations for him were for something else, and now that that's not possible.
But I'm excited for Namor to be in the MCU. Like whether it was with Black Panther or not, I'm just happy he's finally fucking here.
The only reason I wouldn't want him Huerta as Namor is because of all the negative racist immigrant Spanish innuendos being applied to Namor being portrayed by a Latino.
That's an interesting thought.
That's fair. I mean, I would say this. Anyone who has anything negative to say, I would say this. No one was complaining when the rumor was that The Rock could have been Namor. Literally, the whole
Rock.
I didn't want
the whole world was just like, well, yeah, Buff Namor.
I'll take. Fuck yeah.
They were okay with that. It's like, why would you hate anything else? Do you know how visually awkward it would be to see your Namor that fucking buff? Are you serious?
That big.
What would you need a weapon for? What would you need a trident for? Just use your hand.
Bigger than the hole.
Like, could you picture him hopping on a shark and the shark going, no, you got to get off. You got to get off me. You can't. No, that's way too much for that, bro. I can't do that.
I could picture him rock bottoming a shark.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say everybody's worried about who's gonna buy DC after Discovery. You know what? The fucking Rock is gonna buy it. Rock bought football. Rock is about to buy NBC when his show gets canceled and he gets pissed off and he wants to send a message. He's gonna use Vinny's money. He's gonna do that. That's why there's that whole Peacock thing in play.
I enjoy
it. He's gonna say "fuck you all" and I'm gonna buy DC. Watch.
I could see The Rock saying like, all proceeds of Black Adam go to me buying out DC whole. Like, I thought you were gonna say to charity, Rock. No. I'm gonna buy DC with all my Black Adam.
And I think people would support it.
I'd find it very difficult to believe anyone would try to stop him.
And then you can have The Rock play Superman, and nobody will argue about a black Superman at all because they want The Rock.
Yep. The Rock literally.
I might have something to say about a bald Superman, though. I'm sorry to say. He needs the spit curl, man.
Hey, you know what? You say that now till The Rock lands
bald
right
Superman.
at your doorstep and goes, I'm sorry, you were saying what about hair?
Yeah.
You know what?
Bald Here you go, sir.
You know,
bald Superman works for me.
That's why I appreciated Henry Cavill as Superman. Because when he came out the water, he had the hairy chest. I was like, my brethren.
You know what? I will give Zach a little bit of credit. He did try that curl. He did try the curl on Henry. It was very slight, but he tried it. And then it was one of those things I think he looked at and he was just like, no.
I don't see why it's so hard.
I don't know why people visually don't like it. You just don't see it used. You don't see it used in animation. You don't really see it used anywhere. People just are like, no to the curl.
See, but it's not the curl. Look at Pete's hair for a second, right? On a sweaty day, that one piece right there, that center of Pete, if that drops down, that's what it is.
It does it all the time. And people think I do it on purpose because, you're a comic book fan. No, it does that.
You see?
It's like, no, it just happened.
Next time my hair grows a little longer, I'll send a picture. I have plenty.
So I want to pass this around. Joel, you also only know this actor from Narcos. If true, how excited are you that we finally got a casting for Namor?
If it's true, I'm very excited. Like I said, I've been waiting for Namor for a long time. And that's not like I was a big Namor fan growing up or whatever, but I was always intrigued as how they would cast it, and that's why I was always fine with the idea of maybe they go, because there wasn't a lot of Asian there's not a lot of Asian characters, right? So an Asian and Namor made sense because he kind of looked a little Asian in the way they draw him and all that. But it looks like the Asian route that focus will go towards Shang-Chi, and he'll take care of that side of things. There's not a lot of Hispanics so far in the Marvel universe, right? So we do have, Moon Knight, but I doubt they're going to focus too much on his heritage, aside from maybe being Jewish.
That's right.
But with Oscar Isaac. But it looks like if the rumors are true, because right now it's Tenoch Huerta that he'll possibly be playing Namor, and they're going the route of maybe connecting the Atlanteans to the Mayans, right? In some capacity. Because yes. Because they're casting, there's casting calls for Mayan people of that kind of heritage, right?
That is cool. Where'd you read that?
That in the same article.
Yeah, in the Illuminati article. But that's why a lot of people are starting to believe that Pompeii level volcano eruption in Eternals could maybe go hand in hand.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, there might be some connection there. We don't know, but there's also there's a casting call apparently that might be for his cousin Namor and Atuma, so they might also be in the movie. So Atlantis as a whole is going to be represented, not just Namor. It looks like, and they're going to come across Wakanda, and they'll probably conflict in some capacities, and we got to figure out.
Okay,
there's a lot.
I got a question because I was a big Latin American history major in college. That was my thing. If anybody, for all the Latin American history people out there, if you've ever read the history of the destruction of the Indies, you know where I'm going with this stuff. The Mayans were on the West Coast, right? They weren't in the Gulf. Right. They weren't off the coast of Brazil and stuff like that. So Atlantis, isn't that in between? Isn't that in the Atlantic, not the Pacific? And is that where they're playing it?
It looks like. I mean, it's got. I don't know. I really don't know because like once you're underwater at this point, like doesn't it? You can shift, right?
Yeah, but shift all the way down to the Antarctic and then.
It depends where you're at. Because if they're talking near Mexico, the Gulf Coast, right? And then you have, where was it? Was it near Europe? Like near Greece? Like I don't know. Like I'm
right.
Not
well,
sure.
Technically, yes. Atlantis, for lack of a better thing, people hinted at it being the Canary Islands, which was just off the tip of Africa. Morocco over there.
Right.
There's a big. I wouldn't call it a conspiracy at this point because it's not. There's not enough research really available, but there's a lot of scientific research going into something called the Eye of the Sahara, the Rikat structure, where the way that this natural structure is built, for lack of a better term, the way it's constructed very much resembles Plato's description of Atlantis. And this is in almost like the middle of the Sahara. But when you consider that Atlantis is supposed to be about 11,000 years old, because when Plato spoke about it, that was already 5,000, 6,000 years ago, whatever it was. And you're talking another 6,000 or 7,000 years ago. And according to a lot of external science sources, what happened at about 11,000 years ago, but a big ass flood. And what they are assuming is that a big tidal wave happened, big tsunami happened, crushed Atlantis and dragged it out into the sea. So it was just a regular city. Now I'm speaking in real life here, not comic books, not anything else. Like it existed, like along the same era as the Sumerians and Lemuria and things like that. And it was just wiped out by a giant tsunami. And the way that the Rikat structure is and the land in front of it really just kind of gives that idea. And there's the salt content of the sand is very, very high compared to other areas of the Sahara. So it's really like, it kind of looks like it just got all washed out right after that. And I've been looking into this for several months now, and it's very, very interesting. The way it, like the concentric circles, the way it matches these rings, it almost looks like a volcano went off in the Rikat structure, but it's literally like concentric rings of stone with waterfalls and mountains in the background, just like Plato described. It's so interesting. And I wanted to throw that out there because there was a lot of, I mean, I've read like where the places that it could possibly be, from the Bimini Road in the Caribbean leading to it being around Antarctica and also possibly within the Mediterranean Sea and around the Canary Islands.
I would have said the Mediterranean because the Greeks, the Italians,
the cradle civilization, it's right there. But when you look at the cradle in the Middle Eastern area, this isn't too far from there in the Sahara. So I'll send you guys this if it's something that interests you. It's captivated my attention for quite some time.
I'm with that because I got a story about Atlantis. And I won't say anything else. But okay.
Jaydee said it like it was a scandal. like, I got some tea brewing.
Discovered some new material.
Right?
I mean, I got stuff going on for Unstoppable, baby.
I will say the most entertaining idea of Namor. Well, first of all, let me say this, and I'm going to go to you, Pete, for you to give your thoughts. If this is not true, there is smoke to the fire. It starts filming next month. So you're not going to be able to hide who Namor is. Right. So I think this report coming out is the smoke that leads to the fire, whether it's him or someone else. A casting will be made official very soon.
There's also there were rumors a while back that they were looking for South American descent people
Right.
to cast. So
Okay.
this has been a thing that still has been consistent. And to not got casted months ago, we just didn't know who the fuck he was playing.
Right. So again, this is smoke to the fire. It's why I appreciate Illuminati, because even if it's off, it's usually the smoke that leads to the fire. So like if they give you a report and let's say maybe the casting of the person is off, usually get a casting not too far off from when they reported. So again, it begins filming next month. So we should hear something soon. But what excites me the most is we may finally get an answer to what Okoye thought was just a trimmer out in Wakanda during Endgame.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to tell me that wasn't meant to be a building block. Like she literally could have said anything else was happening in the world of Wakanda. But for that to be what she mentions, it's like I want to see that pop back up. And again, another reason why the story of Namor could be very interesting right now for the MCU is, again, with no T'Challa, you would assume Wakanda is in shambles right now. So this is a perfect time to go out and maybe collect a territory for your own, if you're Namor.
And Namor's been hiding for who knows how long now.
Right. And I do want to go back as I pass it to you, Pete. I am really in love with the idea that the Eternals created someone like Namor. Not created like physically made him, but they're responsible for
the creation of the race.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, in the comic books, there was three areas, right, for the Eternals. There was one was like Olympus, right, Olympia, whatever. There was an Atlanta, whatever.
Oh, that's right.
They created
and
the
there was
Inhumans.
There was well, the humans came from Kree.
I thought the Eternals experimented on them.
No, they
the Celestials created the Eternals.
Correct.
Oh, right. Okay,
Celestials created the Eternals.
Gotcha.
And the Deviants.
Which was the underwater race.
The Deviants are like they're just like.
Aren't they like fuck ups?
They're fuck ups, but they can like shape shift.
Right, but Gar was the main bad guy. You know,
Crow,
he was the main villain of Atlantis Attacks. Oh, there's the connection.
Yeah, and you said what's his name? Crow, right, or whatever.
Gore.
There's a character.
G-H-A-U-R.
Yeah.
There's another character. I forget the villain that's supposed to be in Eternals. I have it here. Damn it! Give me a second. I think his name is Crow, whatever the fuck it is. And he's like Crow, K-R-O, Crow.
Yeah, he was a deviant. He's the dude that was red. He was like the opposite of Fastos.
Okay, so he's in the movie in some capacity. I think he might be the main villain. He may be the main deviant that they're fighting.
Oh, in Eternals?
In the Eternals,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. I was just about to say, whoa, you got Black Panther news? Like, hold on.
No.
Wait a minute.
But like that's why, like when I brought up Eternals to you months ago, I brought up all these possibilities with the Greek gods and the mutants.
Not months ago. You've been saying this for like 2 years now of what the Eternals could mean.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was your way of saying that's how you can explain mutants.
Right, because that's how you can explain mutants through the connection of the Eternals, right?
Now, I do want to be very specific. You could explain how they were created. Feige still needs to explain where the fuck they've been this entire
time.
So I perfectly accept the idea. Like Fury knew all about him, but didn't tell nobody because he's Fury.
Okay.
But where were they?
They get explained away. Shit that happens, like there'll be rumors in a town or something like that, and like 100 people be like, "Yo, I seen this guy move a whole ass mountain or something like that," and they're like, "Nah, you know what, red Pete? Flashy thing."
You know what, Pete? You know what? For a long time now, I've been shitting on the idea of that, but let me tell you why I think that makes the most sense. Is because think about it. Literally nobody asked, "Where has Captain Marvel been this entire time?" Right? Yeah. So they literally said, "Where have you been all this time?" And then they explained it with a full movie.
Full movie, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's no reason why you can't go the route of Fury and Shield had an agreement with Eric and Xavier that they have to go on their own land, and they create their own land that they live on, that the mutants live on.
I mean, that could be the reason they that whole Krakoa thing in the X-Men comic books now is a thing, to explain it in the movies. If you want, you could go that direction, but that's very.
And then you could actually have the split between Magneto and Xavier right there. Like, we no longer agree. Now I'm gonna go fuck shit up. They don't like that.
Too much speculation. You're fucking me up.
Sorry, Jay.
Speculation is going through the roof.
Speculation overload. I just see Jaydee malfunctioning like the gears.
like she's popping. I'm still trying to figure out the Crow thing, so I was looking it up. So Crow, all right. So it's going to be Kumail Nanjiani.
He's playing Kingo.
They just said it was Crow. I'm looking it up.
No, he's playing Kingo.
Yeah.
So who's playing Crow?
We don't know. I have no idea who's playing Crow.
It's well, just to say this, JD, just to put this out there, it's not confirmed that no one from Disney has confirmed that he's in the movie.
Right.
The character's in the movie.
I'm only getting that information from a Funko Pop leak.
Right. And to be fair, Joel did send me a photo of a Mephisto toy that never manifested. So
yeah, so did
these toys be lying. These toys be lying. These toys be lying.
Or they're just still on the way.
But I've seen the toy too. I've seen it. Like, I've seen the actual action figures. Unless they created an action figure of it.
I mean, with 3D printers nowadays, they might have.
I was about to say, I wouldn't put it past people. But to be fair, Joel showed me what Mandarin looked like based off of the toy before the trailer.
Yeah, that's why.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and that's why I got I figured they were going to go the direction they're going with the 10 rings just based on that toy.
Right. So I mean, if Joel says he saw the actual action figure, I believe that more than the empty wrapper of the Mephisto that he sent me. I buy that more. But Pete, to round this out of this topic, are you excited not only about getting Namor in Black Panther 2? If this is all, confirmed, but the casting of Namor.
I can't speak on the casting. I don't know this guy from Adam. I never watched Narcos, and I just looked at his IMDb real quick. I've never seen this guy before ever, so I won't speak on that.
He's
I don't
in the
know.
new Purge trailer. Have you seen the new Purge trailer?
No.
He was in James Bond
trailer.
He was Inspector what?
He was in James Bond Spectre.
He was a Spectre?
I was pretty drunk for that movie. I don't really care for the new Bond.
He was in the early scene. Remember when?
Oh,
when
he's in Mexico.
You're
right. Fuck. I like Spectre. I'm one of the only ones. It's fine.
As for the Namor being in Black Panther, I will agree. It loses a lot of the flair not having Chadwick running around as T'Challa. With that said, I sure, why the hell not? I'm so like I still can't get over that, man. Like that was cruel. Like, I can't get over the fact that this guy's gone. I really can't. And there are just so many assholes left in the world, and we lose the good ones all the time.
It happens a lot.
It does, man. My grandmother said only the good die young. Assholes live forever.
Yeah, we got Trump out here wearing his pants backwards, but but we lose Chadwick. Yeah,
I mean, I've done that drunk, but so who's to say if the man is sober or not? I don't know.
Listen,
that is fair.
I put on a t-shirt as my pants.
Wow, dude. Like, I gotta know now. I have to know. Did the legs go through the armholes, or did you wear it more like a kilt skirt thing?
Yeah, that is the question.
The legs went through the armhole, and
Wait a minute. So you pulled it up backwards of the t-shirt, so that the skirt area would not be down; it was up, right?
Yes.
So the pant. So wait a minute now. Your legs went through the armholes.
Yes.
And they at the neck hole.
Yeah, a lot of room there.
It was oversized. You know what?
You know what?
More space.
You know what? You know how we are like the 5 craziest people you could ever meet. No one asked, why are you wearing shirts as pants? We more so were interested in how to do it, not the why of how.
Yes.
Because wait a minute, this might sound comfortable.
Right.
That's not even the worst thing I've done. one of the worst things I could talk about on live stream. Somebody once gave me a plastic bag to throw up in, and normally you take the bag and you put it underneath your chin.
Oh
go,
no!
no, not drunk me. I put it over my head, all over myself. So,
You know what? We need an animation. You know how Family Guy has
Yeah.
who else but Quagmire? We need a who else but Jaydee. We need that when you say certain things like that. Like it just pops up and then the song starts. We need that for you, Jay. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna see if
my buddies would drive. They drove my car home. It was for my birthday celebration, so they drove my car. I'm sitting in the back, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not gonna make it, guys. I'm not gonna make it." So they gave me a plastic bag. I did my business. I had a sweater on. This was a good thing. So the sweater was zipped up. So they were able to take the sweater off of me, put it in the bag, which was where the receptacle of the stuff was supposed to be. And then when they dropped me off at home, took the sweater off, left it in the bag, left it in the trunk of my car. So when I went there the next day after I was trying to sober up, the smell was still there for me. Oh, It was easy to clean up, but it was,
The only thing I've ever done drunk was pee sitting down, and then I figured like this is pretty comfortable. This is actually
not a bad way to go about it.
Yeah, this might be what I might go to from now on.
That's what I could say on camera. Wait till the after show.
Got you. No, but I will say to the men out there that are secure with their manhood, peeing sitting down is not a bad thing. Don't let anyone shame you.
Oh, you were actually in the bathroom peeing sitting down.
You thought
I just thought you were sitting down. Like,
oh, that's fucking weird.
No.
you said you was drunk. Like, all right, whatever.
No. I've never like
Frig that. I piss sitting down all the time. It's much less splashback. I gotta clean my own bathroom. I hate doing that.
Yeah, man. Now, hey, when I go to a business, sure, it's fair game. But in my own home, where I'm
not cleaning that bathroom.
I'm sitting down.
Oh, okay. You know what?
Down.
Since we're talking about it,
here we
I'll
go.
share story number 3. So I once tossed my cookies in the bathroom receptacle, right? But now I also had to pee. And, well, I didn't know if I was going to make it into the bowl. So I sat on the bowl to pee. Problem was, I never put the lid back down. Go where you go.
Your body had to be like, what the fuck is going on? What is this? You should not be hitting me right now. Oh my god.
Let it go from there. I Alfred Hitchcocked it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Let your mind wander.
100%. All right. To bring this back, I did want us to talk about this because we didn't talk about this. Apparently Seth Rogen is doing a CG Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
Really?
And just hearing it, you kind of go, no. But I want to remind you, Seth Rogen is how you got Preacher. It's how you got The Boys. It's how you got Invincible. Like Seth Rogen legit is what's creating a lot of open world to people who've never
good shit.
Not for nothing. The last Ninja Turtles animated flick was pretty good. Where it was Shredder's daughter.
Yeah. Yep. So to me, I say let Seth do it. I said this as soon as I heard it. Seth can do it as long as he casts Donald Glover as Leonardo. I'm fine with him doing the whole project. I want Donald Glover as Leonardo. I've always, like, if they did a live action, I always wanted him to do like the mocap for Leo. Donald just screams Leo. His very calm personality is someone that you just kind of look at and you go, I can see how people follow you. Like, I can see how you just have the natural leader ability. And I was actually telling someone this. What always interests me of Leo is I always compare him to Dick Grayson. Because Dick Grayson is someone who never really wants to be a leader, but was thrust into it. So you have the idea of, I don't really want the responsibility, but I understand I can't let Beast Boy be the leader of the Titans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
And
I
you can
clearly have to
argue,
do this.
you can argue that Dick Grayson is the best leader in the DC universe.
I would 100% believe that. I believe Batman would tell you that. I believe Batman would go, I don't want to work with anybody. So the perfect
So the fact that I worked with that kid for that long.
100%. So to me, I'm all go for this. I'm excited. Pete, what are your thoughts on Seth helming a CG Ninja Turtles movie?
I'm with it. Like I said, I'm all for a CG animated Ninja Turtles, considering the fucking horrendousness we got the last time. I don't even acknowledge that nonsense. Yeah, I'm all for it. Do we know anything about like the storyline, or we just know that it's gonna happen?
No, he posted like this photo of like designs or whatever for like.
Yeah, it's Leonardo's like a notes basically.
Right.
That's all you got though.
Okay.
And with a release date. That's all.
When
is it coming?
Tell us the release date, Joel.
Oh shit! I think it was
I'm
20.
sorry. I'm sorry. When you said it, I thought you knew it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
I apologize.
What were you saying, Pete? While Joel looks for it.
Yeah, just I would like to see something, not necessarily from the original cartoon, but I would like to see something all encompassing of maybe like go the IDW comics route, because IDW's Ninja Turtles kills it. Right, since Jump Street years ago, like IDW's Turtles has been great, and I would like to see something with Shredder and the Foot Clan having teamed up with Krang and the other Utrons, Utrons, something like that. I forget Utrons, right?
I would like to. Now that you say that, Pete, I would actually like them to start off with Krang, and then kind of have it be a Krang always talking about the person who hired them, and then it's like an end credit scene of Shredder.
Drop Shredder at the end. I'm
cool. In the second one, we get Shredder. And Joel put this in my head a few years ago when we were talking Fantastic Four. You don't always have to start with Doctor Doom, especially the way they've been starting with Doctor Doom. He's never been with them when they get exposed to the radiation. So it's the idea of you don't have to start with him. You can start with Mole Man, and I've always said I wanted Alfred Molina as my Mole Man. You can start with Mole Man. You can start with that and then build from that and have the final movie be Doctor Doom. But he's very much a villain that can live in his own realm.
You want a fun fact?
Yeah, go ahead, Joel.
I think I'm right. Do you remember the guy that was the leader in Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that same actor, I believe, was also in the Fantastic Four movie. The one, the Fan Four Stick one, the bad one.
The Josh Stank one?
Yeah, the Josh Trank one. And he played a character in the movie that was supposed to become Mole Man. So he got he got screwed out of 2 villain roles.
Well, to be fair, Feige did leave the door open that his leader could reappear.
Yes.
I would assume the leader would probably be the villain of season 2 of She-Hulk.
I would hope so, because God, that's something they should. I would love to see him come back.
Yeah, come back to that.
Yeah, because to me, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Let's say these MCU shows. Wait, that's not off of that movie, is it?
Yeah. This is the one.
They look better than in the movie.
Yeah, toys look good, actually.
I got the other 2 somewhere. I wasn't prepped.
Because they don't look big. That's why.
I was just about to say, Jaydee, are you sure it's based off the movie? They should be as big as that poster. I was just shocked based off of the side. But Jaydee,
he's got the goggles.
I got the release date.
Oh, go ahead, Joel, and then I'll pass it to Jaydee.
The release date is August 11th, 2023.
I like that. Okay, I like that. So we should be getting more San Diego Comic-Con next year about this project. So that's good. That's fine. I can't wait for that trailer. Like, could you guys picture Ninja Turtles cursing?
No.
I doubt it.
I don't know if I'm with that.
Oh man, you say that now, Pete, but Mikey saying "what the fuck" would be amazing. Like that would be
as long as there's no dick jokes. I'm okay.
Yeah, no, well, think of it like this: when you watch Invincible, there's nothing really like Seth Rogen-y that comes.
Right, that's true.
Right.
So I think he's very much hands off. It's just the idea of them going like them.
Producer, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Basically,
right. make
Right.
sure I'm in it, you know, stuff like that.
Why would you do that? Why would
Right.
you do that? Why would you
But
do that?
JD, you can show off those turtles again, and then your
Let's
thoughts
go with it, because
on
this
Seth Rogen doing this movie.
Donatello looks, you know, I like
the
it.
design. I like the design.
I know
No.
Pete has this look of disdain.
No,
like,
I actually like them.
that
I
should be
do.
burnt. You know, look,
I've never seen the
mentioned-
figures from the movie. They're surprisingly really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Leo on the mic somewhere around there.
Yeah,
But you know, I got them cheap on discount, so that's why I picked them up. But you know, I said this a bunch of times before. Turtles are an evergreen brand, so that means every 5 years they come back around, and they're going to sell like hotcakes no matter what. They're due. The last reboot was a little while ago. The one thing is, I think Seth Rogen has a little bit too much on his plate right now. So can he dedicate what the Turtles need? I was never really a Turtles fan like that. You know, Turtles was not my thing. Everybody knows G.I. Joe was it for me.
it was my thing.
Thundercats.
Well, I'll definitely say this, JD. He seems a lot more hands-on with this than he did with The Boys, than he did with Invincible. Like, he was more like a silent guy. Like not Invincible. The Boys, he did like some promo work for or whatever. But I think he was more so like in a Kevin Feige role of like, he'd walk in the writer's room, kind of see what the ideas are, kind of give a head nod, thumbs up, and then leave. I think he is really taking on like, this is my baby. I'm going to really kind of create and mold this. So to me, Seth Rogen is not missed yet. So if he wants to do Ninja Turtles, I wholeheartedly believe he's putting his everything into it.
I'll give you that. He hasn't missed yet. He hasn't earned the catalog though that Feige has, where you can say, know what, you're going on. I'm giving you that the act of faith. Everything else has been good so far.
Right.
You know, Seth Rogen had Pineapple Express. So I mean, you know.
Whoa. What are we trying to say with that? That movie was beautiful.
Negatory, baby. Negative all day on that one, Doctor. That I'd rather watch Your Highness.
I prefer Pineapple Express.
Yeah, Pineapple
Even
Express.
though I liked Your Highness, but I still prefer Pineapple.
I thought Your Highness was pretty funny, actually.
My ears must have just emitted it out. You said Your Highness over Pineapple Express?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
We're just gonna move past that. Was there anything else Ninja Turtles you would like to say, JD?
Wait, did he also produce the Green Hornet, or did he just star in that fucking dumpster fire?
I think he did have his name on it. I think that was something he wanted to create.
Yeah, I do believe
that's a shame.
Yeah,
because that was awful.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that might have been more so a fight with the studio for what that ended up becoming. Because it's just, I don't know. You just look at what he's done since then, and it's like,
right.
I find it really hard to believe that he would have given us something that bad.
Unless that was his lesson, like, okay, we're gonna do the opposite of this.
That was too much. That was too much.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible.
Yeah, because
I hope for the best. I hope for the best with what he does with the Turtles. You know,
I hope so, because I love me some Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
So Joel, you're also excited, right?
Yes, I'm very excited. Yes.
They had a game for Ninja Turtles that I saw was pretty good. I want to try it out. I think I'm gonna get it.
Oh, yeah, the Nintendo one.
Shredder's Revenge. Yeah.
Was it Shredder's Revenge?
There's another one out that I think it's called Shredder's Revenge. It looks good. It looks like an old arcade game. Which
I want that. Oh God, kids these days never understand the true pleasure of button mashing.
Yep. It looks like the old Ninja Turtles arcade game with like some updated Turtles in Time graphics.
Yes.
Yeah.
That game was Turtles in Time.
Because I want to make sure we get out of here at 11. I want to do just 2 more topics. I want to do a quick toy showcase. I got a few new guys. Pete, I saw you put a pops box over there.
I wasn't sure if I showed off. I know I sent them to you guys, but I wasn't sure if I showed off the Stitch and Jason on the show.
Let me see.
I have a couple of others.
I don't think it was on the show.
This has been my acquisitions over the last last 2 weeks. I picked up the Friday the 13th Freddy versus Jason figure.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome.
Remember that I do think
very nice.
I definitely sent this to you guys. I wasn't sure if I showed it on the show. He's got the flaming sword, the blood covered mask and everything. This is absolutely dope. It's NECA, so I mean, expect only greatness from
really
NECA.
quickly, Pete, before you show off the other one. I do always think to myself when you show off the new figures you get, I wonder, do they ever look behind you and go, will I ever make it back here? Like, will I ever stand next to my brethren? Like,
There's another whole set of shelves over here. Like there's the Transformers shelf right there. Then there's He-Man under the glass case, and then there's a whole other thing over here that is never on camera really, unless I push it way back. And you can see it on actually the newest episode of Pete's Basement. We just put an episode out this past week.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, provide the link. So
I certainly shall.
In the video.
Oh man, you're not getting a good look at it, but I'm trying to build my wall of Pete. You know,
I love Jaydee. I love the balance of Cat in the Hat and Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? There's a bunch of stuff up there. You got some Star Trek, Playmate Star Trek. You got Power of the Force. You know, you got DC Legends, Lex Luthor. You got
JD's got his own Kingdom Hearts kind of thing going over there.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a blending of worlds.
The multiverse.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I've been picking up. All right, so you know, you guys know I do the thrift hunting stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And
Be a
whatever,
show.
I'll pick up a bag of something that I'm interested in, and then there's a bunch of little other things in there. And recently, I've been copping for these Fortnite figures. I don't know. I never wanted it. I'm not gonna buy them, right? But great construction, tight joints. Yeah, they're wonky. I don't play the Fortnite game at all, but for the 4-inch collector, you mentioned the Kingdom Hearts, everywhere thing. I mean, look, they got ankle joints on here.
I will say this,
wow.
JD. I will say this, JD. Where Fortnite is missing out on printable money is instead of doing these collaborations to get Batman and Thanos in the game, do a partnership with the two companies. Make figures based off of your Fortnite looks, because the look they have for the Batman that they're using right now is awesome. Which, by the way, the video they just put out of introducing Superman in Fortnite, where it's Clark at his desk playing Fortnite, but playing as Batman in Fortnite, it's the dopest
That's
thing
funny.
ever.
That's good advertising.
I like that.
That was
I
hilarious.
like that.
But I'm with you. I see every time I go on Amazon, they're like, you bought Darth Vader. Would you like Fortnite figures? And I'm like, it's not the same thing, Amazon. Like,
Don't get me wrong.
what are you doing?
You know, I go to the store. I see them. It's $9.99. They come with a couple of accessories.
Yep.
I
I like the guys with the suit, with like the mask on. I like those. I've been thinking about.
I mean, they definitely reuse a lot of body molds. I'm not going to say that they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a bad figure, man. Yep. You know what I mean? It's not a bad. And then price point $9.99. Plus, they're coming out with accessories. I mean, excuse me, they're coming out with vehicles. Who's coming out with vehicles nowadays for the 4-inch stuff like they used to?
No one is.
You know,
and barely 6-inch.
Fortnite.
I bought that Batman looking to put him in a Batmobile. There's no fucking Batmobile for 6-inch figures. Ugh!
Yeah, play with it. You just, like, keep him in the Batmobile. Like,
goodness, great. I don't understand how they ever think we want one without the other. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, come on, man. If you're creating Batman figures, don't you think we would like to put him in a vehicle of some sort?
Give me the old 66, or not the 66. Give me a revamp of the 66 Batman with the sidecar. You know what I mean? Give me an update on that.
I'm gonna put this in the group chat. But JD, they created a 6-inch. Well, it's not 6 inches, but it's for 6-inch figures. Batman the Animated Series Batmobile, and it lights up. It lights up. It opens and everything. The only problem is when you look at it, it does not look like anything can go inside of that goddamn.
That sucks.
Oh, that was so frustrating. Oh, I hated it. But I'm sorry. Pete, you what was your other figure you were showing off?
I got a few actually. I'll make it quick though. I got Stitch in his kind of passed out in his little space rocket. I love Stitch. He's my guy. He's my spirit animal.
Punch buggy. I love Stitch so much.
And my boy Jason up in Boston sent me a couple of Masters of the Universe pops. He sent me Webster.
Nice.
And then
Web.
come on, you son of a bitch. Cyclone,
Nice.
along with Dr. Mindbender. I really like this one.
I love my
He literally looks like every bad guy you would ever imagine.
Yeah.
Ever. And I treated myself on Amazon, and it even came with a pop protector. I got the glow-in-the-dark She-Ra pop.
Oh wow!
Very
You're a
cool,
She-Ra
man.
fan?
I like She-Ra, man. When I grew up, I had my best friend Michelle across the street, and if I don't have a sister, but if I did, it would pretty much be Michelle. So we would always watch He-Man, and when She-Ra came out, I was watching She-Ra too, and I was like, all right, this is cool. And they basically made it, at the time there was very much boys cartoons and girls cartoons. It's not like shit is today. Right. So for anybody out there watching who's like, stay on boys cartoons, that's unacceptable. But that, this is the 80s, so get over it. It's 1985. But they very much made it palatable to the boys by putting He-Man into a lot of She-Ra cartoons, and he would guest star all the time. And even then, I always thought that the hugs were a little too long. Like you're getting on some stepsister kind of Pornhub shit here, but just throw that to the side. Nonetheless, I did like She-Ra a lot. I even watched the new one. I don't mind the story so much on the new one. I could not wrap my head around the animation. I just utterly despised it.
I think it's supposed to be Steven's universe.
That's the problem. Everything looks like Steven Universe this time. Yeah, I also didn't like the fact that they just dispensed her secret identity. Like everybody knew who she was. Hordak knew. So why be Adora ever? Why be Adora? Because I understand, because you don't want to be an 8.5 foot fucking giant. Why is she 8.5 feet tall?
But dude, the Hordak storyline was awesome.
Yes, it was, and that actually stemmed from the DC He-Man, the Masters of the Universe comics.
I didn't know that.
Oh, really? Dude, those are so worth your time.
Okay.
First of all, like all of the crossovers too, the He-Man comics, and then they cross over into they do He-Man and Thundercats. They do He-Man versus DC. He-Man versus Superman is everything that you need that story to be. Oh my God, it's beautiful, because what's one of Superman's main weaknesses besides kryptonite? Magic. And He-Man has a magic sword. This does not go well.
Oh shit!
The artwork is very nice.
I do have to say, if you're Superman, like the whole kryptonite thing, like sometimes writers kind of overinflate the kryptonite thing. Like it's not that. That's why I appreciate what Superman and Lois the show does, because it kind of depicts it to where it just weakens him. It doesn't totally throw him out of the battle. Like he'd still kick your ass, but not at 100%.
You can hurt him. He's more
right.
More vulnerable.
If you're Superman, you have to go, damn, the world just found out about kryptonite. Now they know magic can kill me. Like that.
It's the truth.
Like, I just started to figure out a way to work around kryptonite. Now I got to figure out how to work around magic. I hate this world.
Before you move on from Pete, I'm sorry, Pete. What is that behind you? Is that Is that Screech in He-Man on your right in the box? It looks purple. Nope. Yeah.
Over this way?
Yeah. What is that?
That's a Magneto painting. It's a print, art print.
That's okay.
That's the Magneto shelf. And you'll appreciate this, Jaydee. It's one of the only carded figures I have.
Secret Wars Magneto.
I'm in the market for a Dr. Doom as well.
Oh, wait. Speaking of which, Jaydee, remember the figures you told me to get of Old Man Logan with Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's on its way. But guess what they now have? They now have the Hellfire Club.
Really?
Yeah, the box set of the Hellfire Club.
Wait, with the big dude, the big chunky dude,
Sebastian Shaw.
Yes.
No, not Sebastian. Sebastian was the one that can absorb the impact. The big heavy guy. There was the robot Donald Pierce.
The fat guy that fought Wolverine.
Jason Wingard. The fat guy who made Wolverine.
Yeah, that brought him onto the sword.
The floors, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it comes with like 4 of them. That might be one of them.
That is cool, man.
But yeah, they just dropped that one. So that one's available. So I thought I'd mention that to you because I know you were a fan of the Old Man Logan Hawkeye set. Also, I am working on trying to find somewhere to get the actual Old Man Logan from the movie Logan.
He's not in it.
He's not in it.
No, it's Black Queen, Jean Grey, Sebastian Shaw, Emma Frost, which looks like she's just a redo, and Donald Pierce.
Okay. I knew when
Mastermind.
I knew Sebastian was in it.
Mastermind is in the set they just dropped right now with Omega Red, shirtless Wolverine, Callisto, who's the leader of the Morlocks, the lady with the eye patch. It's a 5-pack. So I know Jason is that.
All right. So what I picked up was had to get Boba. Because I do.
That's a nice figure.
Anyone watching the Bad Batch, I do believe we will see this gentleman very soon.
Oh.
They are also wrapping, if they did not already wrap production on Book of Boba, that comes out this December.
Yeah.
So
nice.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And this came with a lot of accessories, like you see right here. There's a flame that you can place right there. That's like a flamethrower. His jetpack where the missile comes off, and you can put 2 flames in the bottom of it, of the bottom of the jetpack. So that's pretty dope. I had to also get Thrawn.
Nice.
I had to make sure I got Thrawn. Love Thrawn. I got Chewie. I had to go get Chewie. Very bendable, which I like very much. Got Dagobah, Luke, and Yoda.
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
That loved. This is my favorite Luke. This is my favorite. One of my favorite Lukes. And last but not least, remember how I told you guys, I only want like the cloth capes. I don't want the hard capes.
Right.
They always say you got to be careful what you ask for. I bought Darth Vader, and this is the biggest fucking cape I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, damn.
Like, look, Joel, it wraps how like we want Batman to wrap. Like
Yeah,
it
that's how Batman should be.
Nice.
It goes all the way around him, and I was just like, "Oh no!"
He looks comfortable though.
It looks like he never gets cold for sure. And what's crazy is they doubled down on it because even the downstairs has a cape. So there's a cape there that goes down, and then there's another cape that goes over top of it. And I'm just like, goodness gracious.
That's literally so you can like pull it across the floor as he's walking, and that's
right.
That's pretty dope, though.
That is dope. That's pretty much all I got new. So that's been Toy Corner, showing off the new figures that we got. What I want to end the show on, because I don't want to get into a whole nother topic. I want to end the show on this. We know Loki debuts tomorrow. Jaydee, your excitement, and if you have anything that you are looking forward to seeing specifically out of this show.
I am looking forward to it. And I'm glad that it's going to be, brand new territory.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to not being stymied by what's already happened in the Marvel universe and have people come up with theories as to who's connected to where and how. Mm-hmm. Not that I don't like it. I like it. I have fun with it. I just think sometimes we go over the top with it.
I will say this, Jaydee, as someone who did get a chance, because I did the film junket, I did get the chance to see the first 2. I built up some. I'm not gonna verbalize any of it because, like I said, I'm over that phase now when it comes to Marvel. But man, did I create some theories.
It doesn't take much for Juwaan.
I was just like, okay. But
we gotta come over. We gotta come over for a watch party next time you do one of these screen.
I'll drive to Jersey for that.
Yeah, I'll pick you up.
We could do that next time. I'll let you guys know when the next one comes in. We could do it. Let me know what what's coming out that you're looking forward to the most, and I'll see if I can get it for that. And I maybe shouldn't be saying this on air. Anyway.
No, you can edit this part out.
Edit it.
Yeah, because the whole point is to not show anyone else.
Right. What about?
I'm gonna openly show it to the world.
Don't show us anything that has to do with the full movie of Black Widow. No, I wouldn't.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Only been waiting 17 years for it.
Yeah, we've only grown gray hairs waiting for that movie.
Right.
Pete, how excited are you for the debut of the Loki series, and is there anything you're looking forward to specifically?
I'm just happy to have like another Marvel show to watch on a weekly basis again, something to look forward to again. As far as aspirations, I just don't want a half-assed Kang. I want to see this dude. I liked him in Lovecraft Country. I really did. I don't know the actor's name, but I liked him in the
he's
show.
He's going to be in this?
Yeah, he's Kang.
He's casted as Kang. We don't know if he's in this yet.
I was just about to say, it's not confirmed. It was speculation. It was speculation we could get a Kang that's not his Kang in
So
this.
wait, who's he cast as Kang for? What?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, Ant-Man. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
The working rumor.
Jonathan Majors. That's
right, Jonathan Majors. The working rumor was there would be a Kang in this series that's different from the Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, so do you think this could possibly be like Rama Tut or Immortus or something?
Let me make this very clear. We have nothing telling us that there's going to be a Kang, let alone a different Kang. We don't know.
Of course, it's going to be a different Kang. They're leading into the Young Avengers. It's going to be Iron Lad.
It's going to be Mephisto disguised as him.
Well, I will say the only reputable connective tissue of a possible Kang is anyone who knows the comics. The character who's playing the judge in the Loki series. Yes, in the comics, she does have a love interest with Kang the Conqueror. So if they go that route, that's maybe how you can get a Kang in this series. But there is nothing trustworthy to go off of to believe we will get a Kang.
Well, in that case, let me amend my answer to I would love to see just for the shits and giggles of it, Thori, the pit from the comics.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna hate this character, and I wound up laughing every time the dog opened its mouth, which is another funny thing to say. But like he had some really funny lines, and I'm all for that. I'm very easily amused by things. So if I'm not gonna get Kang in this, and I was mistaken, I totally thought that he was cast as Kang as the villain in Loki. I didn't realize it was for Ant-Man. Right. So with that being the case, yeah, I'll take Thori. I would love that.
Joel, how about you?
I'm very excited. Mainly because like everyone else, it's like we've been like a month without it. I feel like I'm cracking. Like, God damn it! It's been like a month. It's like, where's my shit, man? But yeah, like I'm so excited because look, I wasn't excited for Loki at all. But the more that came out, the more I see, the more how different it looks. I'm actually excited to see Loki and everything involved. To see fucking Owen Wilson play Mobius. Like their dynamic I hear is really good. So I want to see them play off each other. What I'm gonna see, because you're already talking about all the theories you got. So I know it didn't take much to rile that up. So I'm very excited to see what you're seeing, just so I know that it's not gonna happen. And it's like, so I'm like,
I'm never gonna discuss it, so you don't even have to worry about it.
It'll come up.
I want to change my answer.
I'm telling you.
I want to change my answer. I'm looking forward to Juwaan's Saturday show just to see his, list of theories off of episode.
Nah, I've retired it, man. I've retired it. I've retired it.
Can't say
don't. That's what's fun about you, dude. You run with it. You have a field day.
Honestly,
I like it.
Honestly, it's so draining because I used to watch WandaVision and not really Falcon and Winter Soldier, but WandaVision and like freeze frame certain images.
Oh wow,
that were important and stuff like that. I went the whole nine. If anyone who listens to the MCR, I had the whole what do you call it? The tinfoil hat on.
It was very draining talking with him every week about it, especially after his MCR sessions.
Yeah, no, I'm retiring. I will only discuss what happened in the episode, and that is it. I'm retiring. It's gone.
Okay.
Theories, baby, theories.
But no, it's great. It really is, and I will say, Joel, in that press junket, the question was brought up of why bring him back? Like,
yeah, I was.
Why?
Why? Like why?
Would and you'll have to watch the show to understand why. I won't give up anything, literally anything. But I will say, it was well worth the wait that we had to wait to get to another MCU show. And it does add another layer to Loki to kind of make you go, damn, he's gonna be around for a long time. Like when you watch this, you gotta get the premise of I'm gonna be seeing more of this guy.
Good.
But I really do think the three of you will very much enjoy the first episode. It is such a thrill. And I will say this. You guys will have to figure out how the context is brought up within the show. The word 7 was brought up a lot during the press junket as inspiration for the show. David Fincher, 7.
Really?
Yes.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Well, not specifically that moment, but the idea of like what
The
that
7
brought,
deadly sins.
right? The thriller of it, stuff like that.
It was the Morgan Freeman of the two.
Right? Yeah. No, Morgan Freeman just pops up. No. But I was very interested when they said that. I was just like, that's weird. I didn't expect it to get that kind of feel.
So the one with the plane robbery focuses on greed of the deadly sins.
If we're talking about that.
I'm saying nothing, and we're moving on.
Yeah, boy.
But I will say you guys will very much enjoy these first 2 episodes. I can't wait. The MCR's return is tomorrow night. We are not doing Saturday nights anymore. Summer's back, and people want their weekends to go do shit. So we're doing.
How obvious is that?
We pretty much are doing a after show for Loki.
Very cool.
It comes out tomorrow. We're reviewing it within the same day. So no longer Saturdays, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. from now on is when the MCR will take place. So our first night back is tomorrow. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the live breakdown of episode 1 of Loki. I also don't know, has anyone heard, are they releasing the first 2 episodes tomorrow or just the first one?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just the first one? Okay.
Assuming it's just the first one. When's the last time that Marvel did more than
one?
Wanda did the first 2?
WandaVision did first 2?
First 2, but that's because they were half.
It was longer. It was also longer than like when Falcon Winter.
Yeah, it was like 8 or 9 episodes. This is again only 6.
Yeah.
So can't wait for this. And if you guys heard Kevin Feige, all the news articles running with it, apparently Kevin Feige said this show has a lot to do with what the MCU is doing going forward.
Nice.
So that'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I know the biggest question I have is there's a Thor movie coming out. So
jacked.
What leads to this? Yeah, what leads to that? Yeah, he did get jacked as hell.
He looks like he could bench press a dump truck.
You know what it is? I think you ever hear those stories of like when someone is like really overweight and they start to lose weight, they have a picture of what they used to look like, and that's their motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Thor had the hate worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like he must have looked at that photo and said, "Never again."
You don't see his
have muscles.
Like, you never seen his workouts?
No.
Holy shit, dude! His whole thing, like, it comprises a 100-yard football field, right? And he's just carrying weights to certain spots, doing his routines, picking up those weights, carrying them to the next spot, doing routines, carrying it to the next spot, doing routines. You're just like, Jesus Christ. Breathe, dude. Breathe.
That photo he put with him and Taika with them rapping, filming, I saw his muscles have muscles. Like his muscles on his shoulder was holding like a hammer. Like that's how
he's committed to still looking like Thor. And that
yeah. Yeah, picture that. Ben Affleck after 2 times as Batman was just like, no, I'm 50. No more, guys.
Yeah, right.
No more. Meanwhile, Chris Hemsworth is like, I will do this every day.
Yep.
Every day.
Yep.
But that's been another episode of Figure It Out. I want to thank Joel, Jaydee, and Pete for joining me on an all-new episode. There were certain topics we wanted to do for you guys, but we had fun with the topics we just threw in here.
Yep.
So we'll find a way to incorporate those topics hopefully next week, unless more news drops. Then you guys are screwed. But I did really quickly want to throw out Jaydee the mixer match. Joel and Pete brought the heat. Joel's idea was the Howling Commandos meets Predator.
Yeah.
Mixing
Howling Commandos with Cap and Wolverine.
Right, with Cap and Wolverine. To where it's the idea of, pretty much them trying to escape off of wherever they are, and the Predators just trying to hunt the Howling Commandos.
Right.
That was a great mix and match. And Pete's mix and match was, what was it, Pete?
So Queen Atlanta has Arthur underwater. The king manages to get a hold of her while she's still pregnant. She has the kid underwater and she escapes with him. So the king hunts her down and she kind of throws the baby into the trench with her dying breath. And Aquaman is raised by the trench and becomes like a man-eating predator. So it's Jaws beats Aquaman.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Look at Jaydee. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Mine was Jaydee, but I eventually just realized that I didn't like it. So I went with Batman meets Jigsaw, and it's the ultimate crime that Batman has to solve. But my original one was Star Wars meets Mad Max. And it's the idea of bringing everything, pretty much most of what we got in Solo, to the world of Mad Max. So it's Han's story, but in the world of Mad Max. I just love the idea of that, like speed cruisers, but like really jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, jacked up speed cruiser or whatever. So those were mine. Did you want to say yours really quickly before we get out of here?
Well, see, I took it more like a joke. You guys went serious with this shit. My thing was, Daredevil as Indiana Jones. How does a blind guy find anything?
I mean, that guy could.
I mean, if any blind man could, it would be Daredevil.
Right? I mean, but imagine, right? Okay, maybe not Indiana Jones. What's the new movie that Spider-Man is playing? That it was a good game.
Oh, Uncharted.
Okay, what if it's Matt Murdock in Uncharted? Yes, he can't see nothing, hunter, but he can hear where the traps are.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
That'll make me want to play a Daredevil game.
Yeah.
Why is there not a Daredevil game?
They gotta work on that. We need more games of these.
Yeah. How about that? It's not a visual game. You gotta pay attention to the auditory cues.
Ooh, I just thought of a great video game crossover. Y'all ever play Manhunt? Remember that shit on PlayStation, PlayStation 2, whatever?
Yeah. It's with the hand on the cover, right?
I don't know.
I don't remember the cover of one. The second one was like this, like a guy's eye all close up, and basically like the guy got kidnapped to be in a snuff film, and you gotta like duck and cover and like kill people, sneak up on people and kill them, and however long you hold the target, it goes from like white to yellow to red, and that's the viciousness of the kill. Mm-hmm. So you just take that dude out, and like I don't know, Jigsaw, the Kingpin, kidnap the Punisher, and they're trying to kill the Punisher. And you just have him just killing motherfuckers left and right.
Say no more. We're gonna do a mix and match of video games.
All right.
Okay.
I planted that seed good enough.
Yeah, we'll do a mix and match of that. Jaydee, no more funnies. Go serious with your next mix and match. Even though it would be hilarious, that would be a great Seth Rogen comedy of Daredevil trying to find all these treasures, but like he literally has to just do it off of feel. He can't really say anything. Yeah, that wouldn't go well with PR, but that would be hilarious.
I mean, it works for him. Like, you know how many times you have to use a flashlight in those games? He don't need a flashlight.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah,
but how would we see as the person playing?
You would have to you see his radar vision.
Yeah,
yeah,
you got the
you gotta
radar
do
vision.
the echolocation with it. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man, it would trigger epilepsy trying to see it all in red.
Or if you're Ben Affleck's Daredevil, you gotta hit the floor and shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Joel, you will not slander Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
If it's raining,
You will
he's good.
not slander
It's
him.
like a waterfall.
You will not slander him, Joel.
That was a great scene, though. You know what I mean? The cascade is how he sees things. You know,
I will say, there are only 2 movies that had that large of an impression on me when it came to people in that field. Scarface with Cubans, I thought they all sounded like that. Ben Affleck's Daredevil. I was looking around for blind people to be that aggressive with their stick and their walk. You watch them, they're just so calm and just walking by, and it's just like, you're nothing like Daredevil. Like, why aren't you just more aggressive with your stick? Like, he was pounding the hell out of that stick as he was walking. Yeah,
you know, you're bringing that part up with Daredevil, right? And who was it that we said he learned how not to do it by being in the other movie? What was it?
Yeah. Seth Rogen,
Seth Rogen.
So
do you think Jon Favreau figured out how not to do a superhero movie by being a Daredevil?
Probably.
I think all 3. I think most of them did. I think Ben learned that.
Definitely learned your lesson.
Ben didn't learn that. Ben didn't learn that.
His Batman was so much better than his Daredevil.
I'll tell you, the director didn't learn that.
Let's
He
sign
did
off
Ghost
now.
Rider right after.
Yeah, that director was just like, hey, I see you Daredevil, and I raise you Ghost Rider. But all right, guys. Like I said, this has been an all new episode of Figure It Out. We will see you guys same time, same place next week. So then,
Peace.
And everybody.
Salud.